We opened the new season with Southampton with a game against the team that nearly got relegated last season in Leicester, followed by a game against the team that won the league last season in Manchester City. Bear in mind we did finish second last year, so the possibilities of what could happen today are endless. So, with all of that said, welcome to Season 2. How are we doing, everybody, and welcome to part 7 of Club 3 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where, as mentioned, we've got a couple of games against Leicester and Man City in the Premier League. Again, just to remind you of how they finished last season, Leicester were the last team in the league that didn't get relegated. They survived by 5 points, and Man City won the league by 4 points. Who did they win the league from? Us. Yeah, mad year. Absolutely mad year. Goes without saying, if you didn't watch last season, go back. Haven't watched the series at all, go back further. I'll try and remember to put links up top, but if you're excited to see how we get on with two differing ends of the table from last year, then please do leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you never miss any of the Football Manager nonsense that comes out of this face right here. Since you were last with us, I'm not going to lie, nothing's happened in game. I've had a sleep. That's the biggest thing that's changed. So we're just going to jump right into the game and see what goes on with our slightly new look team. It's more or less the same team, but it is with a couple of differences. So we're going to be starting with Høyenhal in goal. Remember, he had a great summer at the European Championships, helping Norway to, even with Erling Haaland up front, an unlikely win in the Euros. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt at the start of the season, see how he goes. We know Lunin is a more than capable backup and can always go back to being first choice. So we're going to start with Høyenhal. It's going to be Livramento because we actually could be keeping him. Although he still technically wants to leave, we've upset Nathan Collins as well. I don't think I mentioned that before. Although he technically does want to leave, no one's offering the kind of money that I want for him, so I'm quite content to keep him because at the end of the day, he can cover the entire back line. He's a useful player. So it's Livramento, Borna and Pavlovic. We have got Charlie Cresswell on the bench. He's only on the bench because he's only just joined us, so I want to give him a couple of substitution appearances, maybe an under-21s game here or there, just to settle him in. And then we've got new boy Luke Thomas on the left-hand side. He's had a great pre-season. He's going in ahead of Aaron Hickey, as you would expect. It's Lavia and Lavia and Antonio in the middle. I'm going to keep doing that. Lavia and Antonio in the middle. Antonio, I think, will be replaced by Ward-Prowse and Ugarte. It was brought in to be a backup for Lavia. So, but we do also have Francois Herel as well as an option as the playmaker. But we're going to go with those two. And then it's a very familiar two-part of the three-part attacking midfield line, Marles and Murray. It's Murray because at the moment, Veloso is on international duty at the Olympics, as is Albastegi, as is Kamari. Well, Kamari Doyle isn't actually. He's just unregistered because we're trying to get rid of him. But they're going to be supported with Palmer. Cole Palmer has joined us again, had a decent pre-season for us in the games that he's played. He's not played many of them, but did really well in the last game. Again, it was the same. And they're going to be supporting Pinamonti up front. The temptation to put James Price in with the pre-season that this kid has had, and when I say he's had a good one, 11 goals and 2 assists in 5 appearances. I mean, and to be fair, not all of those are against not very good teams either. Like, if you have a look, okay, he scored 5 against Newport, he scored 2 against Betis, he scored 1 against Standard Liège, and 3 against Arminia Bielefeld. Not all of them are superb teams, but he's done all right. He didn't play against Benfica. Okay, didn't have the best of times against Bayer Leverkusen, but he did score those 2 goals in, I think that was a defeat against Real Betis as well. So he did very well there. I think he's going to be really special for us, so expect to see a lot of him this season. It does mean that when Tommy Gardner's fit again, we might put him out on loan. I haven't fully decided yet, but I do think he's not going to get as much football this year, which is a shame because he is still a bit of a superstar. But I do think he'll still have a place in the team. So that's the 11. Let's get into the game and let's see whether we can do a job. Charlie Cresswell needs a shirt number. Have the 25, sir. Have that one. But yeah, this is a game we should be winning. We played against Leicester a few times last season. I feel like we did okay against them, but I also feel like at times they did give us a lot to think about. What I would say is just league position-wise, it should be a walkover, but they are at home. Take that for what it's worth. We did consider signing Leo Greenwell at one point, but I figured a team that nearly got relegated, it's probably not best to sign their fullback. Having said that, we were looking at their centre-back, Talking to fullbacks, Vasquez, their left-back. I think he's trying to leave the club at the moment, but what I would say is we were looking at him. He did look very, very good. And then we realised that we had Luke Thomas from Leicester, which makes this a bit more spicy. So a lot of things to think about in this game. I think Luke Thomas is going to be a great addition to that back line. Again, we saw he did play in the Euros in the summer for England. So he's a good enough player. I think we made the right decision in signing him over Vasquez. Not saying Vasquez isn't a good player. We wouldn't have looked at him if he wasn't. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get on today. I have, as I mentioned, turned the game off and on again. So if we lose today, I'm putting it down to the curse of turning the game off and on again. We all know it exists. We all know it's a thing. Marles is in here. And Marles makes it 1-0. It's Romeo Lavia with a lovely little pass. And Marles could have tried to square it. Decided to go for it alone. And he's gone and scored. Because Marles is a very, very good player. Pavlovic starts to move off here. Goes and I can't remember where he passed it to. Did he go straight to Lavia? I think he does. Yeah, Lavia, and then Lavia just picks the pass beautifully. Considering he's not the playmaker, he does make a lot of play, and it makes me very, very happy. And that is 1-0, and I'm very happy about that. Interesting that they've got former Southampton player Salisu in the defence. Actually, he joined them from Southampton, so he didn't even have an in-between club. So battle of the old boys today. Battle of the old boys. Right, Sanchez with a goal kick. We're in the 26th minute at the moment, so let's see if we can get another goal relatively quickly. Or we can concede one. You know, that works as well. And Hoyenhal, I feel like, has stuffed up a bit there. I'd like to see a replay. I would like to see a replay. I also don't want to see a replay at the same time. Again, we're away from home. I've just turned the game back on. Been carved up a little bit there, haven't we? It's Pavlovic with the initial mistake. I mean, the goalkeeper's dived the wrong way there. He's dived this way. The ball's gone that way. He's a European Championship European Championship winning goalkeeper. And he dove the wrong way. Cole Palmer nearly with a goal there. Alright, fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. Honestly, it's... Help. Send help. Hoyenhal's having an absolute mare. Dagne flicks it on. I mean, what Livramento's doing there. Answers on the postcard, please. 10-minute spell where they've just absolutely counterpunched us. And I'm very annoyed about it. I'm very, very annoyed. I'm not happy with the defence. I'm not happy with the midfield. I'm not happy with the forward line. We need to step up our game a little bit here because that was very poor. Marcos Antonio's having a shocker. You know what? Time for the big guns. James Ward-Prowse is on. Let's get Ward-Prowse on. Let's get him playing some football. See if he can rescue the game for us. I'd like to bring another attacking midfielder on, but I can't. Tell you what we will do. Cole Palmer can go in the middle. Springett can come on. Add a little bit more spice in. I think Cole Palmer, he's on a 6.4, but he's got better play in him. And we'll keep Orno on for the time being. We'll keep Hoyenhal on as well. I am sorely tempted to change our goalkeeper, but I'm not going to do it. Go out there, boys, and make a difference. Lewis Murray's come off. Right, fire up. I know we're away from home, but goodness me, boys, we're better than this lot. Right, Lavia bursting forward to Marles. Remember, got our opening goal. No sign in this game of Pinamonti, really. I think I've seen one headed chance, and that was it. Driven in, and Springer had the chance there. She probably should have put more power on it. Ended up trying to guide it in, and it ended up just going into the keeper's hands. Borno's having a shocker, as is Cole Palmer, actually. I think Cole Palmer will be coming off, and I think I'm going to bring on the striker whose name I keep forgetting. Is it Price? I feel like it's Price. I'm starting to remember his name. It's starting to sink in. I'm going to bring Price on instead of Palmer, and we're going to go 2 up top, I think. Because we're just lacking a bit of cutting edge here. And there's a motorbike just blitzing past at like... I'm recording this at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Or what, like even 1:30 in the afternoon. On a weekday. Is there no such thing as work? I mean, to be fair, I'm saying that as someone who's not at work. What a goal from Lewis Potter. Right. Okay. Wow. That... Okay. Alright, we're making changes. Cresswell's coming on at the back, and so is James Price up front. He's coming on for Cole Palmer, and Borno, the captain, is coming off. The captain's had a shocker today. Absolute shocker. So we're going to do that. And, I mean, I think this game has probably gone from us at this point. We're going to go attacking as well, and we're going to just demand more from the boys. And tactically, I kind of want us to do a bit of Old school, just lump it long and hope for the best. That's what we're going to do. I can't believe this team nearly got relegated last season. They're doing an us. They're doing an us. Remember, before I joined, this team was the last team before relegation places, and we took over. And, well, Price into Pinamonti. I think that's going to get disallowed, though. I really hope it doesn't. I really, really hope it doesn't. But Price making an instant impact off the bench. Either way, just putting a cat amongst pigeons. It's been allowed. I'm a bit surprised it's been allowed. Livramento's cross is a bit of a poor one. Price doesn't really register it. And it's former Southampton player Salisu here. Well, it wasn't Price in the middle, it was Pinamonti. But just Salisu done by Price and Pinamonti's there. Lovely finish. And it is 3-2. And we're going to demand more. We want another one. We want another one. Price has come on and made an absolute instant impact. Do we need to find a way to get him into starting 11? We're going to still lose, though. We're still going to lose. Yeah. Wasn't enough. And we lose our opening game. I am furious at the defence. And I'm furious at Hoyenhal. Absolutely furious at him. I tell you what. He hasn't played well for us, really, when we've used him. He's got all of the tools. But we're a goal up there, and we shouldn't be conceding like that. I am not happy with that performance, especially when we've got Man City next. Especially when we've got Man City next. Cole Palmer had a shocking debut. I was toying in towards the end of last season, going to something like this. I hadn't completely settled on the tactic. But something in this realm. Because Veloso can play as a Mazzala, can play as an attacking midfielder, central midfielder on attack as well, which is the other thing I was tempted to do. I am tempted to go with something like this. The only thing I don't want to do is, I mean, Ward-Prowse could still come on and do a job. Ward-Prowse didn't really have much of an effect on that game. I just don't know whether this is the right thing to do, because we were struggling in this area, but if we win the ball here and we can get the ball forward, that would solve that. Is it too soon to be thinking of that? I think it might be. I think it might be a bit too soon to think of a complete tactical change. But, I mean, that wasn't the team that I say seen. I didn't watch any of the pre-season games, but we've been battering teams in pre-season. If I quickly show you, lost one game, and it was a testimonial for Real Betis, for Rubial. This guy here. Every other game we won against teams like Standard Liège, Betis, well, not Betis, but Standard Liège, Benfica, Leverkusen, Bielefeld, Werder Bremen. I mean, the impressive ones there to me are the Benfica, the Leverkusen. These are Champions League teams, and we're not just beating them, we're battering them. Right, one game. Let's not panic. It's a home game against Man City. We probably are going to lose this one, but let's just give it a go. Let's see what happens, and then we'll reassess afterwards. Back for the game against Manchester City. Nothing overly to report other than we do now have João Veloso back from a winning performance in the Olympics. Portugal did win, and he was the second best player at the tournament, so I'm pretty happy with that. We've also put Hoyenhal up for loan. He's not very happy because I fined him after that performance, which was probably a bit harsh, but he didn't react to it very well. I told him he didn't play well. He didn't like that either, so we're sending him out on loan. It's not entirely sure where he's going to go yet. We have got another goalkeeper in the offing now. That person being this guy, Joe Bursic. He's going to come in as a backup. He's nothing special. He's coming in from Manchester United. We're having to pay a bit of money for him, which is a bit frustrating, but he'll do as a backup. But I'm not putting up with this jumped up little so-and-so not accepting that he played badly, because he did. We watched the ball go underneath him, and to me, that's not acceptable. So he's going out on loan. So we are today going with this 11. It's Lunin in goal, Livramento, Borno, Pavlovic and Thomas in defence, Lavia and Ward-Prowse in the midfield, with Marles, João Veloso and Palmer supporting Pinamonti up front. Giving Cole Palmer another chance here today, because we did switch him into the midfield. I think that definitely had an effect. I think it was an off day for everyone, really, but Hoyenhal really hasn't had a performance yet that's really... Can we give him another chance? No, his morale's not very good. We're sending him out on loan. But yeah, we are nearly at the point where Tommy Gardner's back. Well, that's my phone going off. So he'll be coming back into the team soon. But the fact that we've now got Veloso back is definitely a good thing. Lewis Murray didn't have a good time. That my phone just likes to make noise. And I'm just going to address it now. Bear with me. There we go. That should be addressed. I do kind of want to have Lewis Murray on the bench. But the problem now is we've got such a good squad. I don't know where to put him. I don't want to drop Peralta because he needs to get game time. Nathan Collins will throw a wobbly if he doesn't play. Actually, you know what? We'll put up with it. Lewis Murray can come on the bench. But yeah, that's the team. And it's the team that's probably going to get battered by Manchester City because it's Manchester City. Having said that, we are at home. And all of last season, we were very, very good at home. So let's see whether that's the wrong thing, that's the wrong thing, that's the right thing. Let's just see, individual, chat to you, whether we can just cause an upset. Because we have shown with this team, we can beat big teams. We absolutely can beat big teams. So hopefully we can do that. But I mean, look at the state of that 11. No Kevin De Bruyne anymore. I know because I tried to bring him in the summer and then I realised he was retiring. That is a scary team to come up against. But we know we're good enough to compete with them. We did it last season. Came second to them by 4 points for crying out loud. We know we're a good team. Just whether we can show it today. Marles apparently is having an absolute storm, but we're apparently having a great start. They're having all the possession in the passing, but we're having the chances at the moment. I'd love a highlight to illustrate this, but apparently we're not getting one. Anything? Anything at all? Game? Are we? Oh, we've got a highlight, and we've got the ball as well. Right, Thomas to former club captain, current club vice captain, James Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse gets it back to Thomas there. Thomas looking to get it into Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer against his former club, looking to get it into Veloso, but Thomas has won it back actually. Palmer's still on the ball here. Went for a world, he didn't quite get there. Haaland flicks it on, but only as far as Pavlovic, and we go again. Right, Lavia. Looking for options. Goes down to Livramento. Livramento looking to try and get the ball up. Gets to Lavia instead. Chips it over. Lovely little pass to Livramento. Whipping it in. Looking for the header. Pinamonti. And we go ahead. Not very early on. It's in the 33rd minute. But we go ahead against Manchester City. What madness is this? We lose against the team that was in the last position of the league before relegation. And now we go up 1-0 against the reigning champions. But we did go 1-0 up against Leicester, so maybe we don't get excited here. A lovely cross from Livramento there. It was lovely play. Back and forth, making sure that the defence were just a little bit occupied. Confusing them by going back and then going back again. Having a lot of joy down this right side. Right, Ward-Prowse whipping it in, looking for the head of someone. Looking for Pinamonti actually. Didn't quite find him. I don't know why he was taking such a deep corner. We typically go near post, but it didn't work out. Anyway, they come forward again, Man City. Bellingham now. Heavy touch from Jude Bellingham, and Marles goes round his man, manages to muscle him off here. We are having so much joy down this right-hand side, and Veloso is in. Veloso into Pinamonti, and we make it 2. There's this thing in this save. If it's a team that we should lose against, we win. If it's a team that we should win against, you usually win. But for some reason, when it's on camera, we do occasionally lose them. But we lead 2-0 against champions Manchester City. I mean, Marles with a decoy run there. Veloso just runs in, passes it to Pinamonti, and Pinamonti does what he does best. All season last season, well, I say all season, we ruled him out at the start of the season because of how good Gardner was. And then when Gardner got injured, Pinamonti just showed up. And remember, Pinamonti would be the Golden Boot winner if Erling Haaland did not exist. I think Bellingham's been sent off here. Has he actually been sent off? He's been sent off. Jude Bellingham of Manchester City sent off before half-time. I thought it was going to be 3 then for a second. That's completely ruined the train of thought that I had. That's utterly ridiculous. Yeah, Pinamonti, goal scorer. We signed him because he's a consistent goal scorer, not because he's a massive goal scorer. Again, hadn't broken 20 goals in any of the seasons he was with his last club. Oh, Erling Haaland's something else, isn't he? Absolutely something else. Encourage the boys, because the fact that they've got one person down and then scored a goal straight away is a bit concerning for us. However, they're going to have to work twice as hard as we are with that extra man not being there. I mean, I'm tempted just to put everything. Oh, Silver's in. Lunin with safe hands there. I mean, our defence is half of it's having a decent game, half it's not having a decent game. But we lead at half-time. We lead at half-time. Right, we need to have a chat with a couple of these boys because Thomas and Pavlovic not having a good game so far. We'll just tell them just to step up their game. Cole Palmer, we'll try and encourage him a little bit more. Same with these guys in the middle. Ward-Prowse not having a bad game in his first start back. Looney not doing too badly either. So, do we change anything? I'm looking at Pavlovic. I'm linking him for Cresswell. We'll swap him and Borno around. We'll go that way. And I'm looking at Thomas. I'm thinking we'll keep Thomas on for the time being. Keep him on there for now. But we'll make those... That's not him I want to talk to. I want to talk to him. We'll make... That's the wrong thing. Oh, well. We'll make that change. We'll put someone else in the middle. Someone who's probably a little bit fresher, actually, because he's not played as much football. And we'll go again. We will go again. They're going with this diamond with one striker up front at the moment. Considering how much we've been terrorising Mikolenko, he's on the 6.9 somehow. And yet we've been absolutely wrecking him. Right. Thomas with the throw-in. Velosa to Ward-Prowse. Lavia now. Who's weirdly, now Ward-Prowse in the team, he's taking up the playmaker kind of style of play, which is unusual. That's a poor pass there. It's a poor pass. And we give the ball back to Manchester City. Marino now looking for Phil Foden. Phil Foden has drifted wide. I couldn't get my words out then. Looking to do something. Lavia with a great tackle there, but it only goes as far as Bernardo Silva. And his shot, I think, was going wide anyway. We're going to go... Don't need to go attacking. We don't need to go attacking. They're the ones who are down. We're not. Right. Jimenez is going to come on. We're going to swap him and Livramento around. Bring Jimenez on for some football. And I'm thinking we'll refresh the midfield a little bit. Put a bit more energy into there. We're going to put Herolt on instead of James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse has played well. In fact, I think we'll put James Ward-Prowse a bit further forward. And we'll put him as an advanced playmaker on support. I feel like... yeah, we'll do that. I'm quite happy to do that, to be honest. And we'll leave it there for now. I'm actually tempted to go three in midfield. Do you know what? We're going to go 3 in midfield. We're going to try it a little bit. I'm not going to change it to the other system, but we're just going to do this. We're going to have Herolt be... Wants to be a playmaker. He's not going to be a playmaker. He could be a playmaker, to be fair, because Ward-Prowse doesn't really like being a playmaker. I'll tell you what, then. Box to box. No, you've got to be the playmaker. I'm actually going to keep you as that. And I think change you to that. Love me a halfback. And then you can get forward as a centre mid on attack. Just cause chaos. That feels like the right thing to do to me. I've just pressed no pressure. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. Right, we've still got some substitutions we can make. Let's try and rest some of these tired players. Looney's not had the best of games, but he's all right. He's okay. He's doing okay. I'm thinking, if Pinamonti wasn't on 2 goals, I'd take him off. Tell you what, Marles is going to come off. We're going to bring James Price on. James Price can come on as an inside forward. Cause even more chaos. And tell you what, Jimenez can go back to being a supporting fullback. And for our final trick, I'm thinking Ugarte maybe. Or Lavia. Do that. Freshen things up. Get some energy in there. Again, they're the ones who are fighting at the moment because they're the ones with a man down. We have a throw. It's all on that right-hand side, all of our joy today. Right, Jimenez. I love the fact he's taking his time. That I rate a lot. Tries to find Pinamonti, who flicks it down back to Jimenez, actually. It was really well done there. Jimenez managing to beat Kimmich there. Tries to find Herolt. Herolt! Oh, what a chance. Herolt nicks the ball after initially just not being there for the pass. But he's skied the shot over. But we go and win the game. And I think it's all down to that red card. If they don't get that red card, they come back into that game. But you know what? Take the wins where we get them. 2-1 Southampton. That'll do. That'll do plenty. Leicester City, after their second game, they drew their second game. They drew it against West Ham. So, they're having a decent start to the season, to be fair. 10th at the moment for us. To be fair, if you'd have said in the second season that we'd start the season, we'd be 10th, I'd take that. If you'd have said at the start of the season that start of last season, that in the second season you're going to open against Leicester and Man City in the Premier League, those are the results you're going to get. I'd have raised an eyebrow, but I'd have said, I'll take a win and a loss from those 2 fixtures. Maybe not that way around, though. I'll even take it this season, but again, not that way round. Take that. I'll definitely take that. And as of those first 2 games being done, that is the table. Again, we're currently 10th, but again, played Man City. Never mind the fact we beat them. We played Man City, so pretty good. Pinamonti matching Erling Haaland so far as well, which is good to see. No clean sheets, which is a bit of a concern, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Right, so when are we going to be back? Now, it is worth pointing out that I haven't really spoken about this yet, but some of you have probably already thought it, because I made mention of the Champions League group stage either in the last episode or the video before. There is no group stage. It's a table. It is a completely different format when you get to this point of the season. So I don't know what that format is, because I've not actually played a season yet where we get this far into it. Certainly not with the Champions League club. So I'm intrigued to see what the format will be. As you can see, there's no Champions League fixtures on here whatsoever. We are in the Champions League. So I think we'll tentatively hold off until we come back for the Champions League. And then we'll see what the lay of the land is. So, I mean, normally I would go up to October, maybe November. So we'll come back in this area here, I think. But we'll have to wait and see what that looks like. Because, again, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, in terms of the squad, again, I'm pretty sure it's done. I mean, I've upset Hoyenhal. I've very much upset him. He's distant to me. But then we were adversaries with Livramento, and I feel like he's softened to me. I very much feel like he's softened to me. How do I find that out? That attribute. Is it this page? It's happiness, isn't it? I know. Still adversaries, apparently. But, I mean, we definitely have... We've definitely softened. He's definitely softened. But, I mean, he's played 2 times this season. I'm really hoping that actually he starts to calm himself down a little bit. I very much am hoping that. But we'll see what happens. But, yeah. I'm toying with whether we keep Hoyenhal. He's a very good goalkeeper. Just at the moment, every time we play him, he just seems to be making mistakes. I just can't get a good game out of him. It's a bit frustrating. But I'm hoping a season away might soften him a little bit. And then we make him first choice goalkeeper. And then maybe he'll be okay. We'll have to see. But we will be back for some form of Champions League, I think. We'll see how that shapes up. And if we do make any other changes to the squad, I will let you know. But until then, thank you so much for watching today's video. Again, if you have enjoyed, do not forget to leave a like on there for me. And subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any of the content coming from Football Manager in the future. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.